That's funny. These days, honestly, I think that you need managers who understand deals very well, or lawyers who have a manager's creative insight. Because until you get to that point where you're signing paperwork or like negotiating deals, I don't know, I feel like a lot of artists these days can do it on their own. Because of the accessibility to online distribution and social and so forth. Like, you know, if you're a hot rock band and, you know, you can blast out to your fans where you're gonna perform, and you're shooting videos on your iPhone, which I know a lot of bands do these days, or you're, you know, if you got your 5Ds or your 7D and you're editing in you know, in your laptop, like, why do you need management, right? Until a record company comes along or a publishing company comes along and is like, I want to pay you some money or give you an advance, or if you want to go shop out opportunities you don't have access to, like, oh, we want to go do an animated television show, right? Like, I think everyone needs to stick to their core things. Like, if they're great, if a band is great at making music, and unless they're great at making music and they do visuals and they, you know, they do many things, which is sometimes the case, for the most part, a lot of bands these days can live on their own. Now, that's for that kind of, I had explained in the conference, like there are those artists that are extremely niche, that can do it on their own, that, you know, are a cultural movement in their own space, and they're pushing on their own. Now, if you want to be like Britney Spears, you need a manager, because that's all about relationships and deal making and knowing the landscape and being on pop radio and being on MTV and et cetera, right? That's not something that is easy to stumble upon. You have to know people and have had experience. But the other side of the table, other side of the coin, I should say, is doing it completely on your own. And I think even you might have made the comment, like, not only do I know artists that make good money doing this, I feel like, because I represent artists on this side of the table that have major label deals, and I represent artists on this side of the table that are completely independent, self-sufficient, they make the same money, right? They may be various levels of celebrity, so that differs, but and maybe in some instances this artist has a greater touring in, but they have 360 deals, so everyone's eating into their pie, right? So it's what you want, really.
What has to be present for you on a personal level before you're willing to take on a new client?
Well, for me, right, and it may be different for different managers, but I just don't have the time to BS, you know? Like, I don't, I would expect a certain level of commitment to being the best at whatever the artist does, because I'm going to invest a lot of the best at what I do in marketing and managing in their careers. And if they don't want to reciprocate that, then I don't want to work with them. So, you know, some people don't mind working with extremely creative people who are totally unpredictable and don't put out content on a regular basis. And as much as it's about keeping a definitive schedule, look, we all have to, you know, all of our schedules change. That's not what I'm talking about, like waking up at a certain time and all that, but at least being consistent in what they're supposed to do best. If we've got to turn in a record, turn in a record. If we got to make music, let's go make some music. If we got to shoot music videos, come up with some great ideas and let's go shoot some music videos, because I'll give you all you need to make that content, but you got to come to the table and deliver, right? I can't just be waiting around for you to do it for weeks and weeks and weeks. I personally don't have time to play around like that.
How has MUSEXPO been for you this year?
Oh, MUSEXPO is great. You know, Sat, yourself, like, you know, a lot of, I feel like this is the sort of one conference that has been able to retain its integrity in being really about like supporting music and musicians. I don't know how how he's able to consistently curate these executives when usually we get solicited for a million things and we say no, but I just think it's his constant passion and connecting the dots for people, and connecting the right people that always make MUSEXPO, you know, an awesome experience. And I love meeting people in different industries that I normally wouldn't, right? And even managers in different genres that we never are on the same touring circuit, or our paths don't cross, because I think all of us are starting to get into each other's worlds a little bit more as music becomes a little bit more as music starts to experiment in between the genres more and more. And like pop radio is now playing hip hop, it's playing dance music, it's playing, you know, rock music. So like it's starting to cross paths more, and it's good to get to know this sort of like wide spectrum of people from different genres, and MUSEXPO is a great place to meet those people.